Indonesia, a paradise of emerald jungles, endless beaches, and sunsets that look like they were painted by the gods. On the surface, it feels like a dream destination, a place every traveler keeps on their bucket list. But here's the truth. Beneath the beauty, there's a darker side that most glossy brochures will never show you. More than 120 active volcanoes rumble quietly underfoot. Earthquakes and tsunamis can strike with little warning. Even the food and water so full of flavor can turn a vacation into a nightmare if you're not careful. And yet, that's exactly why people can't resist coming here. Because Indonesia isn't just another tropical getaway. It's the world's largest archipelago, stretching across thousands of islands, each with its own language, its own traditions, and its own surprises. So the real question is, when you step into this so-called paradise, are you ready to face the challenges that come with it? Stay tuned, because what you're about to discover might change the way you see Indonesia forever. Overview. Welcome to Indonesia, the beating heart of Southeast Asia. This country isn't just big, it's massive. Imagine a land stretched across the equator, made up of more than 17,000 islands. That's not a typo. 17,000. If you put it side by side with Europe, the size is nearly the same. And when it comes to people, over 270 million call Indonesia home. That's almost equal to the entire population of the United States. But here's what makes it truly fascinating. Each island is like a different world, different languages, different traditions, even different ways of life. From the ancient temples of Borobudur, to the pristine reefs of Raja Ampat, to the dragons of Komodo, this country holds wonders recognized by UNESCO and stories you won't find anywhere else. So why are travelers so drawn here? It's simple. Indonesia promises paradise. But what keeps people curious is the mystery hiding behind that paradise. And that's exactly what we're about to uncover. Number 1. Transportation chaos. Imagine this. You land in Bali expecting a smooth ride to the beach resort, but instead, you find yourself stuck in traffic for 3 long hours just to move 20 kilometers. That's Indonesia. Getting around here can feel like its own adventure. Domestic flights are often delayed or canceled. Boats between islands can be rough, sometimes even unsafe when the weather shifts. And the roads? In rural areas, they're narrow, bumpy, and full of potholes. On top of that, Bali alone has so many motorbikes that it feels like you're surrounded by a buzzing swarm of bees on wheels. Exciting for some, exhausting for others. And it makes me wonder, when travel itself becomes this unpredictable, is the real journey about the destination or about how much patience you can carry with you? Number 2. The language barrier. You might think a few phrases in Bahasa Indonesia will carry you through. But here's the twist. This country speaks more than 700 languages. 700! In Bali or Jakarta, you'll find people who can manage a bit of English, enough for ordering food or booking a tour. But step outside those tourist bubbles, and suddenly even hello sounds completely different. Each island is like stepping into a brand new world of dialects and traditions. It's fascinating, but also humbling. No matter how prepared you think you are, Indonesia will always remind you that communication is more than just words. And it makes me wonder, maybe the real beauty of travel isn't about being understood, but about learning how to listen in a place where language itself is constantly changing. Number 3. Food and water dangers. Street food in Indonesia is legendary aromatic satay, sizzling noodles, spices that wake up every sense. But here's the catch. One wrong choice at the wrong stall, and your dream trip could turn into days stuck in bed. And the water? Locals know the rule. Never drink from the tap, not even for brushing your teeth. Bottled water is the only safe option, but even then, you'd better check the seal. Fake bottles sometimes make their way into stores. It's part of the adventure, sure, but every bite and every sip carries a risk. Delicious, yes, but daring too. And when I think about it, I can't help but ask, how far would you go for a taste of authenticity, knowing one bite could ruin your entire journey? Number 4. Nature's fury. Indonesia sits right on the Pacific Ring of Fire, and that name isn't just dramatic, it's real. Beneath those postcard beaches and lush jungles lie more than 120 active volcanoes. History remembers Krakatoa in the late 1800s. The eruption was so massive, it killed over 36,000 people and produced the loudest sound ever recorded on Earth. That's the kind of raw power this land carries. And it's not just volcanoes. Earthquakes shake the ground regularly, and along the coast, tsunamis can arrive with little to no warning. One moment you're sipping coconut water by the shore, the next, you're running for higher ground. It makes me wonder, would you still call it paradise if the very ground beneath your feet could change everything in a single heartbeat? Number 5. Cultural shocks and social rules. Here's something many travelers don't realize. In Indonesia, the smallest gesture can carry huge meaning. Hand someone a gift with your left hand, and you might accidentally offend them. Why? Because the left hand is considered unclean. Public affection? A hug, a kiss on the cheek, even just holding hands in the wrong place, it can all be frowned upon, especially in conservative regions. And during Ramadan, eating or drinking in public, while others are fasting, is a serious no-no. But it's not just about rules, it's about respect. Indonesians value harmony over confrontation. Instead of a firm no, you'll often hear maybe or we'll see. It's their way of keeping the peace, even when the answer is clear. And it makes me think, as outsiders, are we too focused on saying exactly what we feel, forgetting that sometimes harmony matters more than honesty? Number 6. Bali's paradise problem. Close your eyes and picture Bali. Golden beaches, glowing sunsets, and rice terraces that look like stairways to heaven. Sounds perfect, right? Now open your eyes because the reality can be very different. Kuta Beach at sunset? Packed shoulder to shoulder with tourists, all chasing the exact same photo. The famous rice fields of Tagalalang? These days, they feel less like farmland and more like a stage for Instagram. And then there's the trash. Every rainy season, waves wash tons of plastic waste onto Bali's shores, turning paradise into something closer to a landfill. Locals do cleanups, but the tide always brings more. So I wonder, when a dream destination becomes overcrowded and polluted, do we keep chasing the dream or admit that paradise, once discovered, may never be the same again? Number 7. Unpredictable weather. In Indonesia, the weather doesn't always play by the rules. Sure, there's a dry season and a wet season on paper, but in reality, climate change has scrambled the script. One day, you're basking under clear blue skies. The next, a storm rolls in, out of nowhere, flooding streets, canceling boat trips, and shutting down hiking trails. Landslides in the highlands can bury entire roads, even tourist buses. It's nature's way of reminding you who's in charge. And the heat? When a surprise heat wave hits, even seasoned travelers can find themselves dizzy and drained. So here's the question. When the forecast becomes just a polite guess, are you willing to throw your plans aside and let the weather write the story of your trip? Number 8. Paradise under threat. Every postcard shows Bali's turquoise waters and white sand beaches, but what the postcards don't show is the tide of plastic washing ashore each year. During the rainy season, beaches like Kuta and Seminyak can look more like dumping grounds than paradise. And it's not just the trash. Tourism has exploded so fast that water supplies are running low, forests are being cut, and coral reefs are dying under the weight of too many divers. Add rising sea levels and stronger storms from climate change, and entire islands could be at risk in the future. It makes me pause and think, are we loving Indonesia to death? Or can travelers like us be part of the solution instead of the problem? The dark side of paradise. Indonesia is breathtaking, no doubt about it. From ancient temples to coral reefs, from fiery volcanoes to endless rice fields, it offers wonders that few countries can match. But the very things that make it extraordinary also make it unpredictable, challenging, and sometimes even dangerous. And maybe that's the point. True adventure isn't about comfort, it's about stepping into the unknown, where beauty and chaos live side by side. So tell me, if you had the chance, would you still set foot in this so-called paradise, knowing all the risks that come with it? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I'd love to hear your perspective. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell, because the next destination we uncover might just surprise you even more.